Sad Kitten couldn't stop crying until someone heard her. As heartbreaking as this might be, just try to imagine how scared and sad an abandoned cat must feel when she's being taken to the shelter. To make things even worse, add the fact that all other cats are being adopted while one always remains behind. This is the story of Winnie, a white Siamese cat that couldn't find anyone to adopt her. Luckily, everything changed when a woman named Rhiannon walked through the door. Animal shelters are some of the saddest places on the planet. The animals that live there have been abandoned by their human parents, and the only thing they can do is dream about someone that might give them the love they deserve. This sad cat is Winnie. The reason why she's so sad is that all her friends have been abandoned, and she was the only one left in the shelter. Can you imagine how heartbreaking it must be to feel this unwanted? Winnie was abandoned by her mother, who's a feral cat, and she's still having trouble finding a home. To make things even worse, animals that are not adopted are often put down. Despite being stuck in a cage, Winnie doesn't lose her hope. She would start making noises as soon as someone walked in the shelter in hopes of grabbing their attention. Do you think this worked? Rhiannon was walking through the shelter looking at all the empty cages when she heard a weird noise. Curiosity got the best of her, and she decided to check out who was making that noise. Rhiannon says that she felt a bond with Winnie as soon as she spotted her behind the steel cage. Seeing that Winnie was the only cat left in the shelter, the woman knew that fate put her in the way. You won't believe what Rhiannon did next. Rhiannon didn't take long to decide that she wanted to adopt Winnie, and she left to sign the papers. Winnie saw her leave and started crying. This was a heartbreaking moment, and the woman knew that she was doing the right thing. Let's see what Winnie did when she first arrived at her new home. Rhiannon didn't waste any time, and she took Winnie home. The little kitty didn't know what to do, and she climbed on top of some books. The new mommy found it funny that Winnie was so shy, but she was happy that she was comfortable. What happened next is incredible. Even though Winnie was abandoned by her mother, she now had someone to love and take care of her. Rhiannon took on the role of the adoptive mother, and she was more than glad to do it. Rhiannon says that the best thing about adopting Winnie is seeing how happy she is in her new home. The little cat's not afraid anymore, and she loves cuddling with her new adoptive mother. Rhiannon is without a doubt a lifesaver, and Winnie was lucky to be adopted by her. However, Winnie is not the only cat that had a difficult time finding a new home. You need to meet this next cat. This is Ben, and just like Winnie, she remained the last cat in the animal shelter. No one wanted to adopt this adorable fluff because of his looks, and this made him super sad. You won't believe what happened to the poor cat. As you can clearly tell, Ben was attacked by a larger animal. No one knows what animal it was, but the shelter staff believed that it must have been a wild dog. However, getting attacked wasn't the worst thing that happened to Ben. The worst thing to happen to Ben was the fact that no one wanted him. He was left all alone in the shelter. The poor cat's so sad that he doesn't even want to eat anymore. Things were not looking great for Ben. He didn't eat or drink, and his health was deteriorating because of that. Fortunately, everything changed when a loving couple walked into the shelter and saw him. Ben finally got lucky because a couple decided to adopt him. The two people didn't care about how bad Ben looked, and they wanted to provide him with a loving home. And so they did. Take a look at the following photo. Without giving it any second thought, the couple decided to adopt Ben and to take him to his new forever home. You won't believe how good Ben looks only hours after arriving at his new home. It didn't take long for Ben to realize that he's now being loved by someone, and this immediately changed his mood. Isn't it amazing how a little bit of kindness can change so much? Ben finally has someone to care for his well-being, and this made him happy. The couple says that Ben loves to sleep all day long, as if to make up for the days he spent wide awake freezing in the shelter. All that matters now is that both Winnie and Ben found loving homes. They were both abandoned and unwanted, but everything changed for the better.